Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Think Different. Sorry, I can't post video for last few months. Because of school reopen. Hereafter, I can upload video regularly. Today in this video, we will see about the respiration in humans. Sorry, in organisms. We are going to see. First, we'll see what is respiration. 1 minute. Let me annotate. I'll annotate and show you. Yes. First, we'll see what is respiration. Respiration means we know breathing, but one more meaning. The meaning is the food we eat will be broken down into glucose. Broken down into glucose form. That is called breathing. That is called respiration. It is the process by which food glucose is broken down into. Food glucose is broken down in the cells of the body with the help of oxygen to release energy is called respiration. This is the definition of respiration. Since only respiration takes place in the cells of the body. So the respiration name is cellular respiration. What is the name of the respiration mean? Cellular respiration. That why mean only the respiration takes place only in the cells of our body. So it is called cellular respiration. This is called respiration. Now we'll see about the human respiratory system. Human respiratory system. Nothing but the process of taking air is called human respiratory system. Taking air and giving out air, that is called human respiratory system. In this there are major parts where our air reaches to our lungs. There are major different parts. I will tell you. First one, nose. Nose is not mentioned in this image. I am going to annotate and write this. First one, nose. Next one, nasal cavity. Next one, nasal cavity. First part, nose. We take air in the nose. So first part is nose. Second one, nasal cavity. Nasal cavity is nothing but the whole path where we inhale air is called nasal cavity. The whole path. The path is called nasal cavity. Okay. Nasal pharynx. 1 minute. Now we'll see about pharynx. Pharynx is nothing but our voice box through which we speak. So now I am speaking means with the help of a voice box which is called pharynx. Larynx is also there. That we'll see briefly when we go higher. Okay, pharynx. Next we'll see about trachea. This is called trachea. Trachea is nothing but the way or the path where the inhaled air goes to lungs. Okay, this is the trachea where I am annotating. That is called trachea. 1 minute. This is called trachea. The pipe is called trachea. The another name of trachea is windpipe. These are important points. Please note it. Windpipe. The another name for trachea is windpipe. It is called windpipe. Next part we are going to see is, next part is lungs. The important part of respiratory system is lungs. Where I circled that we have a pair of lungs. How much? Pair of lungs. We have a pair of lungs. Two lungs. That means we have two lungs. That is the important part of our respiratory system, because the inhaled air will be stored in lungs, and the exhaled air which goes through our nose goes to it is stored in lungs, and it pushes to nasal cavity, and we will exhale air. That is the important part of respiration. Next we are going to see about Types of respiration. There are two types of respiration. There are two types of respiration. Okay. One is aerobic and anaerobic. These are two types of respiration. Aerobic mean respiration in which glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide, water and energy. This is aerobic respiration. Simply if we say mean aerobic respiration mean, I am writing presence of O2. O2 is nothing but oxygen. The presence of oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, the food will broke down into glucose. In the presence of oxygen, remember, in the presence of oxygen, the food will broken down into glucose and it will release carbon dioxide and water and gives energy. This is aerobic respiration. This is the formula which aerobic respiration takes place. Glucose means food will broken down into glucose. That glucose and oxygen mean presence of oxygen. Full form. Oxygen is presence of oxygen in aerobic and it will give result first carbon dioxide, water. Carbon dioxide, water, then it will give what? Energy. At last it will give energy. Next we will see about anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is nothing but respiration in which glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen, which releases alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. Just opposite to aerobic. This is presence of oxygen. This is absence of oxygen. Just opposite to aerobic. That's all. Next, this process is given in the formula. First, it will take glucose. Glucose means the food. The food. What is food? We eat food that will break down into glucose. That is glucose. In the absence of oxygen, not presence. One more time, I will recall. Aerobic is presence and anaerobic is absence of oxygen. Aerobic is presence of oxygen. Okay, and releases the product in glucose and absence of oxygen is alcohol, carbon dioxide, energy. First it will release alcohol, then carbon dioxide and it gives energy. This is the process of anaerobic respiration. And this next point is given if we get muscle cramps. Muscle cramps is nothing but when we do more exercise or more physical activities, our muscle gets cramped. Cramped mean it will go one side. That is called cramp. It will take cramps. That time we need more supply of oxygen. That time the process of anaerobic respiration takes place in the form of glucose. Glucose is the food we eat and it will broke down into glucose. Absence of oxygen, then lactic acid and energy will produce. Glucose, absence of oxygen, lactic acid plus energy will be produced. This is another process of this one. This is another process of anaerobic respiration. Now we will see about breathing. What is breathing? Process of breathing. In the two steps of breathing, there are breathing rate. Many steps are there. We'll see one by one. Breathing is nothing but we inhale air, we exhale air. That is called breathing. Inhale air rich in what? Oxygen, O2. 1 minute. Yes. Oxygen, O2. Exhale air is CO2. This is inhale and exhale. This is important. There are two steps of what? There are two steps of breathing. There are two steps of breathing. That is inhalation, exhalation. There are two steps, inhalation, exhalation. Inhalation is nothing but what we take in is called inhalation. That is O2. O2 is oxygen. Inhalation means taking. We are taking in air through our nose. That air is oxygen. That is called inhalation. Next one, exhalation. Exhalation means out. exhale mean out. Out mean CO2. CO2 is nothing but carbon dioxide. CO2 mean carbon dioxide, N2 mean nitrogen, H2 mean hydrogen. I will tell the simplification names of some gases in the future videos. Now the two main gases are oxygen O2, carbon dioxide CO2. These are inhalation and exhalation, two steps of breathing. Okay, next breathing rate. Breathing rate is nothing but the number of times a person breathes in a minute. We are breathing, correct? We are breathing in a minute. How much times we breathe? That is called breathing rate. Very simple. The number of times. The number of times a person breathes in a minute is called breathing rate. Maximum 15 to 18. That's all. Number of breaths per minute, that is 15 to 18. Normal human average is 15 to 18, not 15 to 18. Next one we will see about at last topic, that is how do we breathe. The breathing process only we are going to see about. Breathing process, we will breathe through the help of respiratory system. Respiratory system is nothing but it is the major part which helps in breathing. That is called respiratory system. Now we'll see the major parts. Listen here, the main parts of the respiratory system. Very important thing: nostrils, nasal cavity, windpipe, lungs, and diaphragm. This all I told you in human respiratory system. First one, nostrils. Nostrils mean the holes of our nose, that is called nostrils. Second one, nasal cavity, that is the part of our what? That is the part of our inhaled air goes, that is nasal cavity. Windpipe is the pipe in which nasal cavity, in which inhaled air, that means oxygen, O2 is gone. Next, lungs. Lungs is lungs is a very important part. It stores oxygen and it is ready to give carbon dioxide out, that is lungs. Last one, diaphragm. Diaphragm is a part, it is called the muscular sheath of the chest cavity. Okay, that is located below lungs. Next point is breathing involves rib cage, muscular sheath below the chest cavity called diaphragm. This is very important point, because rib cage is the bones, ribs are bones, which is surrounded by our chest cavity. It is surrounded by our chest cavity and protects our lungs and heart. That is called rib cage. Muscular sheath, as I told, the muscular sheath means diaphragm. Diaphragm is the muscular floor of the chest cavity. This is next point. Last point, the diaphragm movement of the diaphragm, moves of the diaphragm. We are going to see about the moves of the diaphragm. Okay, now first thing, when inhalation takes place, the move we are going to see. When inhalation takes place, the chest cavity increases in the size, and diaphragm, what is diaphragm? Diaphragm moves down. Diaphragm is the muscular sheath of the chest cavity. So when we inhale air, that means O2, when it goes inside, the air, the size of the diaphragm moves down. It will move down, and the lungs will take the oxygen inside the lungs. The lungs will absorb the air inside the lungs. Second point is when we exhale. Exhale means rich in CO2. That means carbon dioxide. Rich in carbon dioxide, it goes up. The diaphragm, when we inhale, it goes down. When we exhale, the diaphragm goes up, and the lungs the lungs will push out the carbon dioxide, This is the whole mechanism of breathing rate, breathing, types of respiration, human respiratory system. Today we saw about respiration, human respiratory system, and many other topics. That's all for today. Thank you. If you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.